Hello Wolfpack, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's article is about deleting all dating apps, and it's on GQ. You've heard me before, absolutely slate dating apps, shred them to pieces, but I really don't think the message gets reinforced enough. And this article actually is written by a woman, and it touches on a lot of the points that I've been making. We have an image here of Julie Andrews with an iPhone in her hands with what looks like Instagram, I think. But let me tell you, I doubt that any of the women that are on Tinder these days are anything like Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. Okay. Sophia Benoit says, delete all your dating apps and be free. And that's a pretty good message. It's a pretty good title. Tinder is a claw crane and you will never win. Let's go. A lot of dating advice is BS. Exception, my dating advice. Oh, so she's a narcissist. Great. But if there's one thing I can tell you that is sound and true and good, it's this. You should delete the dating apps on your phone. Amen, sister. Unless you're trying to rom-com montage style hook up with near strangers all the time, dating apps are a waste of your energies. If you're looking to date anyone seriously enough to know if they have siblings, then listen up, make all the little apps shake in fear, and then delete them. Tinder, Bumble, Coffee Meets Bagel, Happen, Grindr, definitely The League. Half of them I haven't even heard of. Put them in the trash. Dating apps are ruining your life, your dating life at least. Here are 4 reasons to break your dating app habit. You're wasting your leisure hours. A lot of people on Tinder will say they're there because they don't have time to meet people. But Tinder isn't meeting people. Tinder is 70% a made-up stat, deciding if strangers are hot enough to risk getting murdered, 29% typing hey, and maybe 1% meeting people. Tinder is to meeting people as The Sims is to raising a family. But because we think there's a chance we might get laid or loved, we're willing to pay any price, even our precious free time. The time you spend on Tinder is time you could spend bettering yourself in case you ever do go out and meet a person. Once you delete Tinder, you'll notice that you have tons of extra headspace to work through why you keep dating women who are just like your high school girlfriend, or to finally sign up for that kickboxing class. Either would get you closer to dating someone you actually like than Tinder will. Yeah, I agree with the points generally of that paragraph. You're wasting the leisure time. I would actually reframe that. You're wasting your work time, especially when you're young. And you're in your 20s and 30s, late teens, early 20s, even up to your 30s and 40s. Don't be going on these apps because that time can be repurposed into taking on side jobs, investing more time in building up a business, for example, investing money, understanding new topic areas, new disciplines, learning things, developing your knowledge, because it's a lot easier to do that when you're younger. You can still do it when you're older, but you know, why take on the struggle? Do it when you're young. Any spare hour, just invest into building up work and building up finances, and then you can chill out and have your leisure in middle age. Or even earlier, depends how well you do. You're not having fun. No one I know enjoys being on dating apps. It's like dental surgery. Some people hate it, some people tolerate it, and you're nuts if you enjoy it. Even my hottest friends, who by all logic should be cleaning up on these apps, find online dating excruciating. And if it's not working for hot people, then you know it's not working for anyone. If anything else that didn't pay you made you as miserable as Tinder does, you jump ship. Dating apps are about as enjoyable as punching yourself in the head every day, hoping that you'll meet your next partner that way, and about as effective. Yeah, it's no fun. You just swipe, swipe, swipe. If you're a dude, you're swiping constantly right just to increase your odds of matching. If you're a woman, you're basically being so selective, but you know that anytime you swipe right on a man, it's going to be a match pretty much. You're going to have that many matches, you don't know what to do with them, and you can be so selective, hyper selective, your standards go through the ceiling, and you're dissatisfied that way. The game is rigged. If dating were a numbers game, if exposure to more people meant dating more people, then people would just go to the nearest concert venue, introduce themselves to as many people as they can, and magically end up with a date. But anyone who has swiped for 6 months without meeting one exciting person on Tinder will tell you that it is not, in fact, a numbers game. Tinder is a claw crane. Dating apps are ineffective by design. The app doesn't want you to find love, because if you find love, you stop using the app. Given how many people are using Tinder and how often, we should all have found Tinder life partners by now, and we haven't. Yeah, it's a number. They want you to be dissatisfied with the unpaid versions of the app and frustrated, so that you go, oh, you know what, I might try the paid version and see if I get any success that way. You know, the 5% of people on there that actually do get dates and do get action through the apps think it's great. But, you know, you've got people there paying for membership. You're paying to enrich the shareholders of Tinder and Bumble, making them people rich, when actually you could be investing the time that you're addicted to this app into your own financial success. It's garbage. You need to throw it out. Nothing compares to an in-real-life crush. All you're doing on Tinder, all anyone is doing on Tinder, is waiting out the time until they find a real-life person they actually care about dating. You can waste as much headspace as you want on the app, widen your search to 25 miles, up your age range to 72. It doesn't matter, because the second that girl on your rec soccer team breaks up with her douchey boyfriend, and the two of you start hanging out, you're going to stop responding to these strangers you've been struggling to carry on conversations with. All you'll have to show after 4 years of using Tinder is $239 in split appetizers with people who didn't want to hear your theory on Inception, and $9 million in Tinder Plus subscription fees because you can't figure out how to cancel it. So delete Tinder and sign up for the Mandarin lessons you've been meaning to take. That's a good point. We're all going to need to learn Mandarin in the next generation. Or smoke some weed, go to the botanical garden and contemplate your relationship with your dad. Or simply buy some products to clean the grout in your filthy shower. Maybe you'll meet a hottie doing one of those things. Maybe you'll just better yourself enough that in 2 years, when you do finally meet your dream girl in line at 7-Eleven while wearing your most disgusting basketball shorts, you'll be a whole mature person who's ready to date her. Either way, stop swiping through 22-year-olds hoping a match will make you happy. Overall, a fairly rational article. I don't know what she proposes that the alternative is for people who actually do want to find dates, though. Is she saying that they should just wait and try and engage with people in real life? A lot of guys aren't doing that, man. Dudes aren't approaching women. They're not risking things in the street, in the West at least. Very, very risky approaching in the street, because you could come across as a creep. If you do subjectively come across as a creep, you can get, you could even get arrested. So, dudes just aren't doing that. So, and women are getting frustrated. I've shared articles on this channel about that before. Women just are dying to be approached, some of them. And blokes aren't doing it. So, they're between a rock and a hard place. But I think they think that by deterring people from using the apps is going to fix the situation, and it's not, because the apps are the easy way out, and people are addicted to this garbage. But my message to you, as my viewers and subscribers, is to just, if you can, train yourself not to use the apps. Train yourself to get into like the stock market or something, or get into literature, get into writing your own literature, start a blog, anything that absorbs your energy and impetus to make a success of yourself as well as your day job. Okay? That spare time that you invest into this rubbish is priceless. It's gold. Before you know it, it's all gone. You could be at the latter end of your life, the back end, and that time becomes even more valuable. So don't waste it while you're young on this frivolous rubbish. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, commenting, and I'll see you in the next video.